Welcome to my channel, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Today I'm going to show you how to disassemble and clean your Ruger 1022. I'm going to show you a few tricks. Hopefully it'll make it easier for you than it was for me. First thing you want to do is clear your gun. Obviously, you want to take the magazine out and clear your bolt. Make sure there's no stuck casings in there. Sometimes the ejector gets so clogged up with gunk that it leaves a round in there and doesn't fully eject it. But yeah. Also, before you take the stock off, you want to take whatever muzzle device you have off because it's usually on there pretty good. Right. Start off by taking your little bolt out. A lot of times you got a barrel band or some kind of barrel cover up here, depending on the chassis. But yeah, blessed. Before you pull the receiver out of the frame, you want to put the safety in the middle. You want to teeter it in the middle so it doesn't catch on either side of your receiver, and mark it up. Just a little friendly advice. And once you got this bad boy out of your stock, all you gotta do is pull the two trigger assembly pins. Yeah. And don't use a screwdriver, guys. I scratched to give it a little scratch. You get the right tool. Buy the right tool. Tap those bad boys out. Make sure you're good and flat. They are a little bit differently sized, so make sure you remember which one's the front and which one's the back. Goes off to the side there. And that just falls right on out. Careful not to pull the trigger while without supporting it, or you might break something in there. Yeah, you definitely want to get in there with some oil. And every few cleanings, I take this thing all the way apart, but it's such a pain to do. I don't do it all the time. The next thing you want to do is pop your recoil pin out. I have a little rubber recoil dampener in there, so it's a little bit harder to get out, but it should be the same as the trigger pins to remove. Make sure you do it on the side that your charging handle sticks up, so you have something to beating the pins into the ground or off your sight. And after you get this bad boy out, all you have to do is pull back on your bolt all the way as far as you can with one hand, and it'll drop on out. You give it a little, you might have to give it a little bit of a tug, or really pull up on it right in the front and pull down on it right in front to help it drop out. Yeah, when it's nice and dirty like that, or it's dirty like when it really sticks like that. And oh yeah, it's real dirty. You just pull that out, you pull your charging handle out the side, and you're fully disassembled. Now, before you go wiping stuff out of here, you really want to clean the barrel first, just so you get all the crap that's gonna come out of there, and then you're not cleaning this twice. Yeah. Go from the top down too. I usually just spray a little bit of Earl in there right before we get started. Make sure you get it on the threads. If you got a threaded barrel, you got to take care of them threads. Go ahead. Let me take this, insert it. Oh yeah. Lots of little flakes of lead. Lots of leftover deposit material from the unburnt powder. Yeah, the cheaper ammo you use, the more often you should clean your gun. Really get down by where the round pocket is. You don't want deposits down there. Get stuck casing. It's never fun. Don't be scared to get into it. Apply this liberally. All which ways. Put that in there to collect some stuff. Oh. Oh yeah. Soak them real good in oil, and then kind of break the deposits up with the little metal pick and get in there. Get a little soup out of it. To rinse the barrel out real good. Same principle. Just get it nice and wet. Get as much off the surface as you possibly can. Work everything around. Work the ejector loose. Try to work the pin as much as you can. A little firing pin will rock back and forth. You can work some junk out like that right there. Nice little duty butt. Nice little piece of doo-doo coming out of there. That's what we want. Nice clean, happy bolt. This thing was jamming up a whole bunch. Put a few too many rounds before this cleaning can last. Another helpful tip here: get these deposits off, because these will cause failure to eject. They'll push on the back of the round and stop the ejector from grabbing the round, so we'll hold it off of it a little bit. Yeah. Let's invest in a little metal pick as well as a punch for all your cleaning needs. Don't scratch too hard, just enough to get that little bit out of the inside of that edge of the where the round sits. A wet bolt is a happy bolt. After you get it really nice and saturated, wipe it down really good. You get all the stuff you can really see out of it. Also going to be putting it back together with this little extended charging handle I got off eBay. It was like under $10. Figured if you're handy, you can kind of sand the rough edges off and get it close to the quality of the stock one, instead of spending, what is it, $60 on a extended from Kruger. It's insane. Maybe it's not 60, maybe it's a little less, but yeah, still, it's a lot. To highlight a few of the problem areas when cleaning, you want to make sure you get right in this little corner here and inside this ejector pocket, because a lot of debris likes to collect in there and cause your failure to eject. That's the most common issue that I've run into, is just use dirt cheap ammo. It's real dirty. It clogs all that up. It takes about 200 or 300 rounds to actually get to that point, but that's what I've run into. After I get everything nice and clean, I like to put a thin layer of grease on the inside of the receiver, all over the bolt carrier, and you know, the charging handle too. I also like to cover the barrel in a little bit of grease. So it holds up better than oil. Now, you don't want to put any, you don't want to slop grease on right here, because then it'll collect and cause problems. You know, like not right in the pocket where the round sits. Right, but just enough so that all that crap sticks to your grease and not your gun. If you didn't know, the receivers are aluminum and the barrels are steel. So even though it's real high quality aluminum, it still corrodes and is much softer than steel. It corrodes faster than steel. So you want to definitely protect it as much as you can. And if you're going to leave it sit for more than a week without cleaning it, or if you're going to leave it sit for more than a week, you want to clean your gun. You don't want to leave all that in there. It'll last you forever if you clean it right. Now, to reassemble your 22, it's a little bit tricky to get the bolt back in with your charging handle. What you got to start off by doing is you put your charging handle in like that, you put it in through the side door, and then you take one hand holds the gun, the other hand pushes back as far as you can. You might need two hands to kind of wiggle it back and forth, but you put that back as far as you can, then you hold it back. And you hold your charging handle all the way back, and then you take your bolt and you drop it in forward first. And you catch this little notch here on your charging handle. You put it in leaning that way first, it'll always catch your charging handle. You just press down on it with your right hand here, and it'll slide back in. Yeah, good and easy. Now, if you clean it early enough, when you pull it back, it should just drop out nice and easy like that. Now, it did not do that because I didn't clean my gun. You know. So boop, bop, bang, bada bop, boom, bow. It's as simple as that. Just put your dampener pin back in, put your trigger pins and trigger back on, and then reverse installation from there. It's pretty easy. The stuff I use to clean my gun is pretty much just regular shop towels, paper towels for the outside of it, rem oil, and this stuff right here, Lucas gun grease. It's real cheap. I swear by it. I love it. I think it's like $6 for 2 on Amazon. Yeah. I highly recommend cleaning your gun after every time you shoot. I don't, because it's such a pain, but the more you do it, the longer your gun will last. So 2 things when you're reassembling your rifle back into the chassis. Only ever make this bolt, your main chassis bolt, hand tight. You do not want to strip that. That's part of the receiver itself. You're going to have a bad day if you do that. And apply a little, if you have a threaded barrel, apply a little bit of grease to the threads or the inside of your muzzle device, and just get it on there. Just for a little bit of extra barrel protection. Thanks for watching, guys. Please like and subscribe if the video helped you out. Leave a comment. Peace out.